I want to show you guys tonight. We're going to go through some of the screenshots from Bert and his following. I want to show you some of them tonight. I want to show you how big a piece of shit Bert is. Like, I've thought about it a lot. I've thought about Bert. I've thought about his audience. Is he just a guy that's down on his luck, that is, you know, out here and thinks he should be a podcaster? I don't think he is. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. I think he's honed his craft. I think he knows exactly how to pull on heartstrings. I think he knows exactly what's going on. I think he knows, because some of the stuff that he did, I'm embarrassed for him. I'm embarrassed for him. I couldn't do it. There's no way. There's no way. I couldn't have someone tell me that they have to feed themselves on less than $3 a day and still be like, can you send something? You can't send 100 or 60 or even 20. 20 would work. Can you send 20? The person just told you they feed themselves on $3 or $4 a day, and that's all they have. Like, how could you keep doing that to people? So we're going to get in these screenshots. If you're a Patreon member, you're going to see them all tonight. If you're not a Patreon member, you're going to see some of them. I'll tell you that. You're going to see some of them. They're bad. They are bad. You don't even have to see them. I'll just read them over here, but still they're bad. This is what happens when someone dedicates their time. Someone dedicates that whatever gift they have, or sends money, or donates, or posts your link, or is always in your corner, and then you laugh at them for their religious beliefs. If you don't remember, this all started over a cat meme that he wanted to post that had a bunch of vulgar language in it. And several people were like, oh, that's vulgar. And he decided to laugh in their face. He decided to laugh in their face. And he claims that, you know, God wants you to donate. God wants me to succeed. God wants me to have your money. God wants you to support me. God wants God. But then when someone puts out like, hey, that's a lot of vulgar language you posted, instead of just being like, hey, it's not for everybody. Sorry if you don't like it, scroll on. He lashes out and attacks them. The comments in that were just wild. Grow up. It's a little bit of cussing, hun. We live in the real world. Who says that? So I'm going to read a statement first. So this was sent to me. I'll read a statement first. It says, hello. My name is Maryanne. Man, like you guys know. I made screenshots of the messenger between Bert and I. It's important to me that people are not thinking that I was in love with that guy, which I think is important because that's probably what he's going to say. Now, he even Will begs me for money and laughs at me all the time. Yeah, that's true. I think it's important for her to say that because Bert has accused everyone else of trying to sleep with him, right? Everybody else is trying to sleep with Bert. That's it. That's his go-to. Well, I'm celibate and they wanted to sleep with me. He's a male. He's roughly the right age. He's 60 something. This person's going to be 70 something. But this person, their husband passed away and they tried dating, but it never just really worked out. Right. They're not looking for Bert. They're not trying to marry Bert. They're not trying to get in there and get all of Bert's wealth that he's hiding. Like, They've tried dating. They've tried doing this. And they just said that they think that maybe there isn't a relationship for them after their husband, right? They tried dating. They tried to do it. It's just not the same. They also suggest Burt Lynch has never interested me in that way. I'm not even positive he's heterosexual. Me neither. I'm not positive he's heterosexual. I'm not positive he's heterosexual. I will agree with that 100%. Some of his pictures he has on his page are straight, no pun intended, straight up beyond weird. Who takes a picture in the raw, in the bed to put up on their Facebook page? I don't know. I'm asking that, right? A 60-year-old man takes a picture butt-ass naked in his bed to put on Facebook or his Grindr? I think they just wanted this story out there because Bert is wild, dude. Bert is wild. I'm going to read you some of these screenshots, I promise. Maybe you could hook up with Nick Alvear. Nick Alvear has some crazy homoerotic energy. Let's just start with some of these, I guess. Bert. Hi, I just wanted to fill you in. I had a MIG setback in my studio, and I have to replace the main computer that runs the show as well as other needs. I will go back as soon as I find an investor, lender, spelled L-I-N-D-R. Bert can barely read and write. I'm positive of that now. Have to find an investor / L-I-N-D-E-R lender to help me get everything going again. There's a lot of profit to be made when I launch on SNTV as they pay me to do my show there. If you know anyone that is looking to jump in, please let them know about me. God bless. Now, these are interesting because it seems like he has one. I want you to watch this, okay? He has one goal when speaking with this woman, and that's money, okay? She comes up with idea after idea after idea after idea that he could do. They're either ignored or immediately shot down in favor of, but could you send some money? But could you send some money? And she's got a story, right? She's older. She's living alone. She gets a check. Her back's broke. She can't work. Like she got a cut in her assistance from the government. Like she's just barely making it. And she tells him that multiple times. And Bert keeps asking for money because his goal is money. And I almost guarantee that every one of his longtime followers, longtime supporters, people that he recognizes your name in chat, he's doing the same thing to you. He's doing the same thing to you. If you see this show and he's telling you the same story, you should recognize some of these patterns, okay? Now, Maryanne answers back and says, I wish I could help. My husband died in 2003, only 2.5 weeks after the cancer diagnosis, and his insurance was no good. I had to sell our home of 30 years to pay for his funeral. I broke my back in 2016 and couldn't work anymore. My son died in 2018 with no insurance. Because I depended on his income, I couldn't pay the newer house payments, and the bank foreclosed on me. On 3/22, my 92-year-old mom had a major stroke, and I've been by her side 24/7. I had to put her in a nursing home, and the senior living apartment complex gave me an eviction notice that I just went to court on today. I have till the 10th to get 30 years worth of her stuff out. I have 2 crushed. I think this continues. Hold on. I have till the 10th to get 30 years worth of her stuff out. I have 2 crushed vertebrae and no financial resources myself. Because her small piece of land in Florida is an asset, the nursing home is putting a lien on it. And the second she died, The second she dies, they will take it. She's 92 with terminal cancer. The problem is my 72-year-old brother is a Vietnam-era veteran and has severe anxiety and PTSD and has been living in that house for 40 years and won't have a place to live. He only gets $550 a month, so I guess he will move in with me. Anyways, long story short, I would love to help, but I truly have no funds. Just remember, when we think we have it bad, there's always someone who is worse, including much worse off than me. God is good, and I'll get through this somehow. I sure wish the Gasara would go through quick so I could pay movers. My almost 68-year-old back is checked out. Imagine someone sending you that story and telling you about their life, and you still beg them for money. Like, when I read this, I'm still mad. I'm still mad. I don't do the whole, I donated to so-and-so, I gave money to this person, I did that. But I don't brag about, I think it takes away from charitable giving when you're out here naming names and dropping this, dropping that. But I'll tell you right now, I asked her. I asked her if she had a way that I could send her money. I felt so bad the way Bert treated her. And she even told me no. She told me no. She'd figure out a way. I asked her if she had PayPal, Cash App, or some way to, I would make a donation and never say a word about it. And I told her in the future, if she ever gets to the point where she's like, hey, I could just use some money. I don't have a ton of money, right? But if she gets to a point where she's like, I'm not going to eat, I'm going to be homeless, I'm going to, please let us know. We'll do what we can. Me, my channel, me personally, and no one will ever know, right? I'll never say a word about it. But then I'm not saying this to say like, oh, look at Will, he's good. It pissed me off that bad. Like I'm still upset about it. Wait till you hear how he treats her. Wait till you hear how he treats her after she gives him that story. Now, he always says like, oh, I hate to hear that, but you know, all my stuff is pawned. P-O-N-D, pond. Like, this is ridiculous. Let's grab the next one. Bert says, I have been contacted by I know everybody's got it rough, and everybody's probably got a story to tell, right? You got to kind of pick and choose your battles. There are scammers out there. There are people that are lying. There are people that are doing other things. But the reason I felt so bad and like I would at least offer, and again, she said no, right? She said she'd figure out a way. She said no. But I told her to contact me if she ever did. I'm going to make money on this show, right? I'm going to make money on this show. If it's just donations or if it's just people viewing or if it's ad revenue, I'm going to make money on this show. And that made me feel worse about it. Like I felt even worse. Like I know I'm an asshole in the show, but damn, I can't imagine somebody being treated like this. If this was my mom or my aunt or my sister, I'd probably be going to Vegas. Like I was that mad reading it. I was that mad. Bert says, I've been contacted by flaky people and jumped through all their hoops just to have them back out. Wasted, W-A-I-S-T-E-D. Bert can barely read and write. I'm just going to keep reiterating that. He says wasted and spells waist like where your belt goes. Like human anatomy, your waist. And says wasted all my time. I'm talking about investors. So Maryanne says, do you think that that's a previous backer? Is she or he is trying to discredit you? They may be her or his flying monkeys, right? So maybe this investor that's flaky, which I think he was probably lying about a lot of this anyways. This investor that's flaky might be someone that you've already screwed over. It might be somebody that you've already screwed over. Bert says, no, just people don't understand that when I say it's an urgent. Now, this person just told you that their brother might get evicted and be living with him. and their mom got an eviction notice at her nursing home. At her nursing home where she lives, because we couldn't take care of her anymore. She needed more care, whatever. She's in a nursing home after her stroke. This person just told you that. And what's Bert's response when he comes back? No, just people that don't understand that when I say it is an urgent need with stuff like, I couldn't make the transfer today, but I'll get it tomorrow, as I sit and waste time for 3 days waiting. And when I speak up about it, they pull out. They're flakes in all capital letters. Literally, he gets mad at someone who's going to invest because they said, I couldn't make an appointment today at the bank. It's too late, but they said they'd get me in the morning. He gets mad at those people. So they respond and say, I seriously think it may be that person yanking your chain. Anyone truly serious about backing you will not back out. And then Bert says, no, these are folks that have been watching my show from the beginning. And they respond, well, that makes me feel better, right? Makes me feel better about them not being like a fake investor. He says, they, husband and wife, signed the contract and sent it back. But when the money transfer got confusing for them, they pulled out. He had them sign a contract to invest with him. And when the money transfer got confusing, I'd say it's real confusing when you're just fucking stealing from people, right? When the money transfer got confusing for them, they pulled out. Now, Maryanne says that sounds like a breach of contract if they sign a contract. And you want to know why Bert really wants you to pay fast and be quick and why you need an appointment today, not tomorrow? You really want to know why he gets so upset about these people? It's this next line right here. They get 72 hours to back out. They get 72 hours to back out. That's 3 days from signing the contract. That's why he wants you at the bank today, not tomorrow. That's why he wants you to send the money as quickly as possible. That's why he's like, oh, an appointment tomorrow. It's too urgent. It's too urgent. He knows people are going to think about it and be like, what? We're sending 20 grand to a guy who's homeless to build a studio in his house that he just lost. That's why he wants you at there quick. Not to mention it adds to his sob story to have these people thinking all these investors left. Again, whose fault is it never? When Bert has a story, it's never whose fault. It's never Bert's fault. It's his investors. It's the SNTV guy. It's the movers. It's the moving company. It's the landlord. It's the partner of his show. It's the cancer doctor. It's the seamstress that pointed out the knot on his neck. It's always someone else's fault. Now, Maryanne says, after she says they get 72 hours to back out, she says, oh, that makes sense. That does make sense, right? People sometimes sign contracts drunk or in the heat of the moment, or, they have a chance that I don't know if you guys know this, but when you buy a new car, you have the same thing. When you buy a new car, depending on what state you're in, you have a couple days to return it. So, like, if you're, like, pressured into getting it or the payments are too high and you're sitting around day 2 and thinking, man, the car is nice and I need it, I like it, whatever, but 16% interest, yeah, that's what you do. You take that motherfucker back. Look at your state to know how long. So Maryanne says, makes sense. Then here's what caused them to back out for real. Bert, it says, the wife interpreted my text as putting pressure on them by saying that I need funds now. The bank wouldn't give them an appointment till tomorrow, so I wanted to find another way to get the funds sent today. Imagine someone's willing to invest in you. Let's say just $5,000. And they're like, oh, the bank said we had to make an appointment, and the earliest appointment they had was tomorrow. And they're like, no, go to Walgreens, go to Walmart, buy a money order.
Michaela Robertson 81 gifted Vegas Book a subscription.
Thank you for the gifted sub.
Robertson 81 gifted a tier 1 sub to Vegas Book. They have given 26 gift subs in the channel.
That does seem like you're pressuring them. Imagine you're like, okay, I got an appointment at the bank at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And they're like, no. You got to do it tonight. Go to Western Union. You would be dumb if you didn't pull out of that. Go buy some Google Play cards. You got any of those Apple cards? I need a way to have the money tonight. That sounds like a drug addict or a gambling addict, right? Who can't wait till the bank opens in the morning? Why is your need so desperate that after business hours, you can't get an appointment today, you're going to have to go tomorrow? That won't work. Get it to me tonight. Tonight. I got a lead on a hot horse. I've been setting a slot machine. I've seen one that has a hit all day. It's bound to hit now. That's crazy. That's crazy. Even if an ad company, let's say another video game decides to sponsor the stream, and we go to play a video game, and they're like, okay, well, we'll pay, we see how many people you get, and then 30, 60, 90 days, whatever, afterwards, when we see the check, and I'm like, no, I need it now. I need it front. I need half of it. I need a quarter of it. I need some right now. I got to have it tonight. Holy shit.
One just gifted 25 subs.
Life is a gift. One just gifted 25 subscriptions. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Jesus, look at all the emotes. Let's go shut down the stream. Thank you very much for the gifted subs. It's still trying to find people to give the subs to. Jeez Louise, look at that. Wow. Thank you. That was a very large donation. I appreciate it. Thank you for the gifted subs. He's got to be gambling it away. He's got to be. This whole thing is sad, dude. Sad. That is pressuring someone. That's what that is. When they say, hey, we got an appointment at the bank tomorrow, no worries, and you're like, no, gotta have it. That is pressuring someone. I'm so glad that these people backed out. Imagine you do real estate investment, and there's an investor that's going to go in with you like on an apartment building or something, right? Well, let's say 30 people get together. This is what Grant Cardone does. Let's say 300 people get together to buy an apartment complex, and all the contracts are laid out, and they've been emailed to everybody. Everybody's going over them with their lawyer and their accountant or whatever, and they're getting ready to transfer the funds. And they're like, oh yeah, no worries. It's Thursday at like 4 p.m. right now, but don't worry, I got an appointment tomorrow to get to the bank before the weekend. And they're like, no. Can you do Western Union or Zelly me $10,000? No. Can you buy one of those disposable gift cards maybe and send me the code on the back? Like, that sounds shady as hell, dude. That sounds shady as hell. That's right. Love you, Will, and what all you share with it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We're about to move over to the rest of these are going to be Patreon only. We're about to move over to Patreon, but thank you very much for the gifted subs. We'll be back here tomorrow night. I haven't been streaming on Kick as much lately, but thank you very much for the gifted subs. So they say makes sense, but I'm glad someone's trying to work a deal. And they said I'm glad someone's trying to work a deal. No, they can't. She canceled and is out. She canceled and is out. So Maryanne puts a couple like sweating emotes, right? And says, when one door closes, another can open. It's possible. What does Bert send back to that? He's not worried about you comforting him. He doesn't want somebody just to talk to. He doesn't want someone that understands the situation. You're not friends. Bert sends back a thumbs up. Bert sends back a thumbs up. He really wanted somebody to talk to when he thought there was a chance for money. But he sends back a thumbs up. Maryanne says, I'm sorry you're going through all this. I'm here if you need to talk. And sends him a phone number. Like, if you need somebody to talk to, here's my phone number. He sends another thumbs up. Another thumbs up. Yeah, that's cold. That's cold as fuck. Here's another guy he's mad at. Someone messaged me about 30 minutes ago asking for details on investing, and I gave them my number and asked them to call me so I could explain it. Anybody that wants you to call and explain and doesn't just have a contract or a standard deal or can't just say, like, minimum investment's $5,000, maximum's unlimited. We're trying to raise $100K. You know, we're going to split it this many ways, and that'll be the return once we're profitable. We might not be profitable for 3 months. If you have to call and explain that, he has to explain his scam. He doesn't want his scam in text form so you can screenshot it, right? He wants you to call so he can lay it on thick, so he can butter it up. Dude, Bert is a legit, in my opinion, Bert is a hardcore, classically trained con man, and he's been doing it his whole life. 100%.
The power of Christ compels you to give little Bert a little kiss.
Uh-oh. Con man. He says, someone messaged me about 30 minutes ago asking for details on investing. I gave them my number and asked them to call me so I could explain. And I haven't heard a whisper from them. Not a whisper. Ooh. Maryanne says, keep the faith. I know you've got to be on the edge of your seat. Again, trying to be a friend. All Maryanne was trying to do, she doesn't have money to give to Bert. Bert's not going to take no as an answer. But she's trying to be a friend. That's it. You'll see quickly, Bert doesn't need friends. He needs marks. Right? Bert doesn't need friends. He needs marks. Why does he need marks? Because that's how he gets his money. She says, I know you're on the edge of your seat. He says, time is running out. No one seems to understand that part. Again, coming for money. Time is running out. No one seems to understand that part. So again, Maryanne's going to tell her story again, and I'm going to read it exactly like she wrote it. This is her story, not my story to tell. It made me mad. It made me mad, dude. It made me so fucking mad. When my husband died, the insurance company said his life insurance was no good. I had to come home from the funeral and change into work clothes to get my home ready to sell to pay for the funeral. I did for sale by owner. Less than 3 weeks before foreclosure, a lady drove up suddenly and said, I'll buy your house. Literally, like you are right now, like on the verge of losing everything. I was on the verge of losing everything, and a woman showed up and said, I'll buy your house. Keep praying. I'm not going to lie and say you'll get the money, but I just kept saying, God, do you really want me to lose my home? The day my house sold, I had them cut a check to the funeral home. I walked in. The guy was having a meeting with his staff and was actually saying we may have to close the funeral home. I said, sir, maybe I can help. And he said, I sure hope so. I said, my name is, and you agree to do my husband's funeral on the day, on my day, so that I will pay. I just signed paperwork on my house and I have a check for you. So she's trying to say like all these things came together right at the right time because, you know, I trusted in God or whatever, right? It happened. And you agreed to do my husband's funeral on my day so that I will pay. I just signed the paperwork on my house and I have a check for you. he got weak in the knees. On my day, so I will pay. It was only $8,000, but he was so happy. It was like the funeral home was failing, right? And they agreed to do it, even though she didn't have the money. And she was proud that she could go back in there and pay that back and help him out and do her part. So at the very end of that, I want you to remember, she says, it was only $8,000, but he was so happy. What do you think Bert says back? She says she's talking about a completely different story about losing her husband to cancer, having to sell the house just to pay for the funeral. Sounds like she got screwed out of his life insurance that they had paid. They had paid that life insurance since they got married. And somehow they got screwed out of it. I know I'm still waiting on my dad's insurance. I'm still getting billed for his funeral. And I turned in all the paperwork for the insurance on January 14th. Set up an estate, turned off all the paperwork, handed it over to the funeral home on January 14th. Here we are 2 months later, and they haven't paid a dime. She says it was only $8,000, but he was so happy. Bert sends a thumbs up. She just told you that she lost her husband of years, decades, to cancer. His life insurance wouldn't pay out. She had to sell her home. She had to sell her home to pay for his funeral that they basically fronted to her. He sends a thumbs up and then says, well, I'm looking for $25,000. Well, I'm looking for $25,000. I know this show's probably not going to be super funny. I mean, there'll be some funny parts, but I'm pissed, dude. I am pissed at Bert. I'm pissed. Maryanne Mann says, now again, she spends this whole time trying to come up with ideas for Bert while he just shoots them down. Here's one of them. She says, have you tried contacting any of your old service friends when you were in the military? She says, yes, I know. You're looking for $25,000. She says, if 10 people invested $2,500, it would make it easier. They can form an LLC, right? You can get 10 people to form an LLC in a state where it costs like $50, and they can all invest $2,500, and there you go. She said, you never know. All they can say is no. Try to find 10 people. If you need $25,000, try to find 10 people to get $2,500. That's a good idea, right? Especially forming an LLC. I wouldn't have thought of that. Where was this on his Facebook, or this is private messages? You never know. All they can say is no. They can form an LLC, $2,500 a piece, that's $25,000. He responds, again, this is just an idea. He's going to shoot down every idea she has. He's not looking for ideas. He's not looking for comfort. He's not looking for somebody to talk to. He's looking for a mark. He wants you to feel bad, so you send him money. There is no way I could come on this show every day and try to make you feel sorry for me to send money. Bert has no problem. He's done it his whole life. Bert responds, too hard to pay out that many investors every month, and the check would not amount to enough to met the investment. Again, shooting down another idea. He doesn't want ideas. He doesn't want a friend to warrant the investment. To warrant the investment. Too hard to pay out that many investors is what he meant. He put any investors.
Clemson just resubscribed for 19 months.
Thank you very much for the resubscription, Clemson Jr. Too hard to pay out that many investors every month. The check would not amount enough to warrant the investment. So she thinks maybe you misunderstood. Maybe you misunderstood. I'm saying 10 people, 2,500, that's the amount of money. And then you send the check to the LLC. They can split it however they want. Right? They could just hold on to all these returns. They could just hold on to it as a retirement fund or something, right? Yeah, invest $2,500 today, and 10 years from now, we'll take all the funds and split them 10 ways or something, right? She says, I'm saying if they all got an LLC with $2,500 each times 10 people, then they can figure out the amounts. I'll bet 10 people that have $2,500, which is a good idea. There are, I used to listen to like coaches about making money or whatever. And they are like, some of these hot people that I don't listen to anymore, but like Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, those types of people. And they're like, take how much you want to make, right? Let's say you want to make, $1 million this year. Let's say you want to make, let's not do $1 million. Let's say you want to make $500,000 this year. Divide that by 365. You only have to make a $1,400 a day. Right? If you divide that by 24, then you need to make $57 an hour, 24 hours a day for a year to make $500,000. Now, a lot of people are like, well, you don't work 24 hours a day. Well, if you can set up like a recurring online business or like a subscription platform or something, you kind of do work 24 hours a day, right? It's always out there working. Or a referral business, or like yesterday, Derek Bumper was in here. That man is going to make millions of dollars before it's all said and done. Okay? Basically, what he's doing is he's got a really good service that he advertises for. He's an affiliate for it. And it's not like a scam like Phil. It's a good service that people need in an industry that he knows really well. And he has built social media platforms basically off comedy, like skit comedy and memes and stuff off comedy. And he tells people, hey, if you want this, comment this down below. And when they comment that down below, he probably has a bot that sends them the information. We use a 10% rule. So if 1,000 people see it, and they need it, then he tells them to click on a link. So that means 100 people might click on the link, and then 10 people might sign up from that one post, right? And I don't know how much he makes, but some of his videos are getting hundreds of thousands of people to see them. So if 100,000 people see it, right? If 100,000 people see it, then 10,000 are going to click the link. Then 1,000 are going to set up, right? And if 1,000 sign up, and let's say he makes $5 off each one, which is super low, if he makes $5 each one, that's $5,000 he made on that post. So there are ways to set that up. And thinking outside the box like this is what Bert needs. It's if you're at the end of your rope, and you're like, oh my God, I have to have this influx of cash. Thinking outside the box is what you need. Just sitting around wishing some millionaire would come by and be like, I'll fund everything, is silly, right? How many millionaires are there that watch your show or know who you are compared to people who have, $2,000 that they disposable income? There's a lot more people, right? He's being fucking silly here. But again, he's technically not. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's working a mark. He needs to beat you down with this fell through and that fell through and this person said that. And if I just had this and I can't even get that and I can't do this and this person screwed me over and that person evicted me and this person pulled their funds. But is there any way you could send me $20? That's what he needs. That's what he needs. We got 5 more minutes. Let's read a couple more. Then we're going to Patreon only, guys. If you want to sign up for Patreon, patreon.com/coldbeer, patreon.com/coldbeer. Sign up for the $7 level if you want to see this one. We'll probably make it public after a little bit because I think people need to see this. But for tonight, it's for my Patreon chat. Not doable, but thanks. We have a CFO telling me what is needed. Again, she explains it. 10 people form an LLC. Each one gives $2,500. There's probably those people out there. Not a lot of people have $25,000 they can just throw your way. 10 people, $2,500. You probably know them. They form an LLC. They can figure out how the investment part works, right? What their returns are. He's like, no, not doable, but thanks. I have a CFO that's telling me what is needed. What CFO would be like, oh, we need one person with $25,000. We will not accept an LLC with $25,000. Maryanne Mann says, well, I'm still praying for you. Let's get one more before we go to Patreon, guys. Let me open another one. Maryanne says, I'm still praying for you. The next one says, apparently they were looking for these to possibly sell. Someone bought me a shadow. All right, somebody bought me a little shadow. Hey, shadow. By the way, Maryanne lost her cat today and cussed me like a dog. Blame me for it. Maryanne says, I found these two on Walmart online over a week or two ago, and thought about what you were talking about. He was thinking about selling like stuffed shadows, right? Anything to make money with Bert. All about the Benjamins, right? Week or two ago and thought about what you were talking about, but it would be cost prohibitive, unfortunately. So it's two little cats, and one of them's like $25. I think they're both like $25, $26. He sends a thumbs up. He sends a thumbs up. Then he comes back and says, very cute. I'm working on trying to find something like that from a wholesaler so that I can afford to buy them much cheaper and pass them on to my shadow fans. Pass the stuff shadows on to his shadow fans. Maryanne Mann says, exactly. Too expensive. A paw print on a logo would sell great too. I think you already mentioned that one. Maybe you just get a rubber stamp made from his paw print, right? Just make a stamp, and then when someone buys one, you hit the ink, hit the stamp, you're good to go. He sends a picture of a person with a cat, or she sends a picture of a person with a cat, and says, don't forget about the professional photo too. I think a minimum of $20. So if she's saying if you went and had a professional photo made of you and Shadow and sold it, you could sell prints of it for $20 at minimum, right? That'd raise some money. He sends another thumbs up. Now listen to this and tell me, this is the last one I'm going to read before we go to Patreon only. He says, I appreciate all of your interest in helping me come up with ways to make money. It's very much appreciated. Now, he doesn't put a but in here, but this would be the part for the but. I appreciate, I'm gonna add a but, right? I appreciate all your interest in helping me come up with ways to make money. It's very much appreciated. But I have a serious crisis right now today. I don't know how I'm going to deal with it. I can't find anybody that can help. It's so frustrating. Imagine saying that to someone. Maryanne dedicated hours and hours and hours. Everybody's got 24 hours a day, right? Everybody's got the same 24 hours. And she dedicated hours of her time being in your live stream, dropping your link, trying to get, just like my mods do. Dropping your link, trying to get people to donate, saying, let's donate. Bert singing another one. Here's his Zelly. Here's this. Here's that. Here's everything. And she spends her time in private messages talking with you to try to figure out every idea she comes up with. You shoot her down because all you want's her money. You don't want comfort. You don't want ideas. You don't want support. You don't want a friend. You want her money. And then she comes up with a pretty good idea. Hey, instead of selling Asian Donny Osmond, why don't you have a professional photo made and you can sell them at minimum for $20 a pop? And he says, I appreciate all of your interest in helping me come up with ways to make money. It's very much appreciated. I have a serious crisis right now today. I don't know how I'm going to deal with it. I can't find anybody that can help. It's so frustrating. What about the person that's literally helping right now? The person that's literally helping right. This is what he sells to his fans. Does that look like, if you saw that somewhere, would you be like, oh, Bert's in town? Donny Osming, Osmal. Donnie Chang? Would you be like, oh, that's Burt Lynch? That's Jackie Chan. What are you talking about, Bert? Bert is a bigger piece of shit when interacting with his audience than Phil is. I will 100% sign on to that. Bert is a bigger piece of shit. At least some people with Phil make money. Now, it's only like to what, 4% of a pyramid or a MLM. Bert's just saying, I'm down, I'm out, I'm broke. Give me your money. He's horrible, and it gets worse. We're going to cover the rest of them on Patreon only, guys. I got to do a Patreon show tonight, and I think this is good content for it. I won't keep this from everybody, so in a week or so, I'll release the full recording, and people can see it for free. But tonight, we're going to talk about it and cover it on Patreon only. If you want to sign up, go to patreon.com/coldbeer, and it's a $7 and up. It's a $7 and up group for Patreon tonight. You already have the link if you're a Patreon member. It's already posted in all the groups. It's already posted on Patreon. If you can't afford Patreon, I understand. I'll put it out for free after we do the Patreon show, okay? I'll put it out for free after we do the Patreon show. Patreon.com/coldbeer. Patreon.com/coldbeer. The mods will post the link, and you can sign up there. It's the $7 and up Patreon level. And everybody else will see it for free soon. Okay. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for being here. If you can't afford the Patreon, you're good. It'll be free in a little bit. All right, guys, we are back. It should be Patreon only. That's the only link that's going currently. I am going to give this show away for free. Probably after maybe a couple days to a week. Not because I don't think that you guys deserve paid content, but I think everybody deserves to see this. Everybody deserves to see this stuff. I would love to keep it behind a paywall and just be like, I'm making money, but this is too important. He's such a piece of shit, dude. So the last we left off, he had a serious crisis. All right? He had a serious crisis, and nobody will help me. Next, we get... he says, don't know how I'm going to deal with it. Can't find anybody that can help. It's so frustrating. Maryanne Mann says, by the way, I did send Maryanne Mann the link for free. She provided these text messages. I sent her the link. I hope she's watching. It says, I'm praying for you, although I know with it being serious, crunch time, halfway to the end of March, only one more month till time to go live. Has SNTV got their show up and running yet? So she reaches out to him and says, I know it's getting close. You got to have these investors for SNTV. You got to have your studio done, because has SNTV even started their live broadcast yet? Have they even started their live broadcast yet? He responds back, no. And they're blaming me for not being ready. It's really stressful. It's a really stressful situation. So the whole network is... Thank you, Grand Avenue. I appreciate it. The whole network is apparently shut down. The whole network is apparently shut down because Bert couldn't be ready. Was Bert the only show that was going to be there? They're blaming Bert for the network being shut down. Maryanne gets upset with that. I would too. It says, that's BS. They are FOS. I think that means full of shit. They are FOS. Bert says, I'm happy to fill you in. Why don't you give me a call? Because I can't keep texting all this. It's crazy. The reason he wants you on a call is to get you buttered up more. That's the only reason he wants anybody on a call. Maryanne Mann says, I know. Got to go. Call mom anyway. See you tonight. Bert says, I don't know if I'm going to be on tonight. If you want to give me a call when you have a minute, I'll try to explain. All this drama he's injecting into everything. Oh, God damn, he's horrible. It's going to get worse, guys. I sent a screenshot of the mods where he argues with her over the amount of government assistance she gets to buy food and says, oh, that must mean you have a job and money to donate. Who does this shit? He's so horrible. He says, do me a favor, calls me because I'm driving and I can't text when we take up about 5 minutes of your time just so I can explain. Maryanne Mann says, I want you to definitely come on tonight. I'm going to ask for you to post your Zelle or Venmo. I know you have a Zelly. And she sends 3 emotes with sunglasses on, right? I know you have a Zelly. Again, this is another idea she put out there, but what does Bert do with her ideas? What does Bert do with any ideas that's not cash on the barrelhead? Oh, you think you have an idea? Uh-huh. No. I need money right now. Right now, I need all the money that you could possibly have. Hold on just a second. Sorry, I'm still coughing shit up. Now, let me turn my camera back on. He says, I don't want my phone number to be in the chat, hun, but thank you for the thought. So now he doesn't want his phone number to be in the chat. He's desperate enough he's going to lose his house. But he's like, I don't want my phone number to be in the chat. Nope, not doing it. She sent a post, a screenshot of a post from Brad Barton. It says, okay, I said I have some exciting developments transpiring, and well, here we go. Right here, Thursday night. Don't miss it. Exact time to be announced sometimes Wednesday. And I think that's when, I don't think they knew this ahead of time, but that's when when Brad was launching one of his new Q streaming or whatever. But he just says exciting news. So she shares that with Bert, right? I don't think anybody knew what it was at that time. Bert, the next day or sometime later, I guess the next day, he says, hi there. She says, been having problems with my back. I think a bulging disc. He says, I'm sorry to hear that. She says, sometimes I feel like I can't catch a break. I know you feel like you wrote the book on that. Now listen, she just told him, I've been having problems with my back. I have bulging discs, and her back is literally broke. She's already told her that. Her back is literally broke, I think, in 2 places. That's why she can't work. Sorry to hear that. Then she says, sometimes I feel like I can't catch a break. I'm sure you feel like you wrote the book on that. Like, make it small talk, right? What does Bert say back? Ignores that comment. Only gives her, I'm sorry to hear that. And then this is what we get. I reached out to you this morning because I am in need of some help. Donations or a loan would be a quick fix. But if you have the money to invest, I would love to be able to make you a partner and get you a very strong return on your money. But right now, I'm in desperate need. I am in a desperate need for any help. Is this live? No, it's live. You just need this link is all you need. Just click on the link. If you try watching on Patreon, if you're watching on Patreon and don't just click the link, you won't be able to comment. But if you just click the link, this is it. I reached out to you this morning because I'm in need of some help. Donations. He's so over the top begging for money that when I sent this to someone else, they were like, are you sure this isn't like a fake Burt page? This isn't like a scam. He sounds like the scammer. You know the scammers that pretend to be Phil or me? You know the scammers that are like, hello, Patriot friend. Have you heard about the coming market collapse? And you're like, suck a dick, bot. And they're like, thank you for the compliment. I'm reaching out today because I need you to secure your finances through gold or silver. You know what I'm saying? He's so over the top. He's so over the top that he seems like a bot. He seems like a Nigerian prince. He seems like a scammer. And that's just legit him, dude. That's just legit him. It's 100% him. It's 100% him. Imagine being so desperate that you sound like a telemarketer scammer. Oh, I'm sorry, PR. There is a Telegram group that you can there's a Telegram group that you can that you can join, and there is a Discord group. If you have either one of those apps, where the link is just posted in the Telegram group or in the Discord group, both of those work. He's so bad at this, he seems like a scammer. It's crazy. When you're a degenerate gambler, you're always desperate. Seems like it. Then, to prove that this is Bert, he says, so sorry. She says, so sorry about your niece. Apparently, his niece, I guess, maybe passed away or something. Bert says, thank you. It was very heartbreaking for me that I could not afford to go home and be by my sister's side during this time. But they, again, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? Not Bert's. Not Bert's. Hold on just a second. Never Bert's fault, right? Never Bert's fault. He says, but they kind of left me out of the loop and didn't give me a heads up ahead of time. And I had just spent that month's utility and rent. I could have just come home. I'm very sad situation. So the reason he didn't get to spend time by his sister's side is because they didn't tell him early enough to where he didn't pay his rent and his utilities so he could have traveled there. It's his sister's fault. His sister who just lost a child. It's his sister's fault for not keeping him updated enough. How crazy is that? Some of these things are just so hard to believe. He says, I'm very sad situation. Now, Maryanne Mann shares some financial details with him and says, I get $1,600 a month. I have to pay $850 for my Medicare and Gap insurance. I lost my $230 a month in food stamps, and I'm really hurting right now. This is someone reaching out to you on a level they don't. I'm sure she doesn't run around and tell everybody this, right? This is a level where she's reaching out to you as a friend, right? This is a personal level. Like, I get this much, I pay this much, I lost this benefit, I'm really struggling right now. Then she follows that up with, I wish I could help. And I guarantee you she does. She wishes she was in a better situation because she doesn't want to be in the situation she's in. She doesn't want to be struggling. She doesn't want to be there. And if she could help, she would. I know she would because she's already volunteered probably thousands of hours to help. So you're telling me if she didn't have an extra $20 or $30 laying around, she wouldn't send it to you? I guarantee you she would. She wants to help. How does Bert respond to that? Does Bert say, oh, man, I can't believe they took your benefits away, or, man, I can't believe your insurance is that high, or, man, I wish I could help you as well? Nope. Bert says, tomorrow my water will be turned off at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and my cable is due, and I haven't paid the rent this month, and I'm hoping to just keep the water on for another day, for more help. God, this makes me so mad. She's telling you how hard she's struggling, and you're in a competition with her, so she'll send you some money. She then says, I can appreciate that, but I'm still over 2 weeks till my next check, and I have less less than $100 to feed myself. I can appreciate where you're at, but I'm still over 2 weeks away till my next check, and I have less than $100 to feed myself for 2 weeks. That's $7 a day to feed themselves. 3 meals. How does Bert respond? Does he say, "Oh man, that's horrible. Maybe we can drop your link sometime and you can get some donations, or maybe we can find somebody to help you out, or maybe there's a program that you could find, or is there anything we can do to get maybe your food stamp supplement back up or something?" Nope. He says, "This is why most entertainers are liberals. I have all the money. Sad but true." He uses that as a shot at liberals, and he meant they have all the money, I'm sure. He can barely read and write. But he says, "I have all the money, sad but true." How you're here? What do you mean you can't get the Patreon link to work? You're in the chat. You're here watching right now. This is the link. "This is why most entertainers are liberals. I have all the money. Sad but true." She responds with, "I definitely will be praying for you. I'm so sorry. Wish I could help." I can't tell you how many times she says, like, I'm sorry. I wish I could help. I wish that I could help. I wish I could do something. I wish I could help you. But look, I'm struggling as well. I'm struggling very bad, right? I'm not doing well. I don't know if I have the money to eat this month. Yeah, so all you use Patreon for is to get a YouTube link. I don't post actual videos on Patreon because the chat doesn't work. All you use Patreon for is just get the link and don't share it, and you just click it and watch with us. Every time she says, "I'm sorry, I wish I could help," it just makes me so mad. It just makes me so mad. She's telling you how bad off she is, and you're like, well, liberals get all the money. She says, "I definitely will be praying for you. I'm so sorry. Wish I could help." He doesn't say anything to that. He responds back and says, "My liberal acquaintances that work in this town live like kings. Wow, they have half the talent I do, and laugh at me for struggling because I won't embrace their lifestyle." Are you kidding me? Do you really think that liberal entertainers are like, Bert's a Republican. I'm so glad he's struggling. Ha 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 ha. These things don't happen, right? Us liberals are living it up, and we have half the talent that Bert has, but look at him, he's a Republican. You see? Like, what are you talking about? They laugh at me because I won't embrace their lifestyle. You cuss, you drink, you gamble, and you podcast. What lifestyle are you not embracing? Sacrificing children? Tunnel babies. Is that where we're going with this? Maryanne Mann says, I'm so broke I can't pay attention. Haha. Bert says, thumbs up. Maryanne Mann says, definitely keep up the shows as much as possible, which is true. He only makes money while he's live. Most people don't watch a replay. I hardly ever get donations on like a replay. I'm sure Bert doesn't. His audience is 1/10 of mine. She says, definitely keep up the show as much as possible. Bert sends a thumbs up. You'll see if she's not buying into his, they're persecuting me because of my beliefs and I need money. If she's not buying into, if he doesn't think she's hot to send a donation, thumbs up is all she gets. That's it. On August 14th, he says, hi there. She doesn't respond. She might not have saw it, or may have been sick, or her back might have been hurting, whatever. So on August 18th, he comes back. By the way, you can tell he's thirsty for this money. Why? Because even when she doesn't respond, he responds again 4 days later. Bert says this. On August 18th, Bert says this. Hope you enjoyed the last couple of shows. That's fine. Here's the part that's unfine. Not fine. I hope you enjoyed the last couple of shows. I still need some help. Is there anything you can do tonight? Even a small amount. How many times has she told you how bad she's struggling, Bert? And how many times are you going to come back and ask her for money? Even a small amount. She has zero to give, Bert. How small can it get? She says, this is the one that pissed me off, by the way. I can't even afford to buy myself groceries. I can't even afford to buy myself groceries. I only get $23 a month in food stamps. She gets $23 a month in food stamps, Bert. She's feeding herself on a couple dollars a day. What do you want from this woman? And volunteering hours and hours and hours and hours a day. I only get $23 a month in food stamps. I have 4 bills due, and I don't know how I'm going to pay them. I don't get paid until the second week in September. This is in August. Then she sends him like a link about subliminal messages at the Sphere. He hasn't answered yet, but he does. He answers back and says, God bless you. I had to ask. God bless you. Sorry, I had to ask. I'm just waiting on funding, and people really take their time doing what they say they're going to do. Have a great night. Conversation over. He literally pops in and says, hope you've enjoyed the show. Can you send me some money? They say, I get $23 a month in food stamps. I've got 4 bills due. I don't get paid for 4 more weeks, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Sorry, had to ask. Just waiting on funding from other people, and they really take their time when doing what they say they're going to do. Have a great night. Like, people are going to clip me saying that Bert is worse than Phil and be like, oh, Will loves Phil now. Will supports pedos. Will and Phil, so blah, blah, whatever. Bert's a horrible person on every level, and he's harassing people that have no money, trying to make them feel bad to give him. If you can show me, Phil, in your inbox saying, it sucks you can't feed yourself this month. Can you send me some more money? Then I'll say he's worse. But right now, as far as this grift, Bert is worse. No wonder he only gets $40 to watch him, or 40 people to watch him. So she shares a post on December 9th that says, our post about the tire, who does this chick think they are? And basically it was someone saying, hey, Maryanne, man, you need to do this and be posting this and be doing this and be doing that. Almost like she's like Bert's manager, I guess, because she always posts links in the chat. This woman is basically just like telling her what to do as if she's like Bert's man. Why isn't this working? And you should be dropping this link and you should be doing that. And it was just a weird post. And she shows that to Bert. Bert doesn't respond for 2 days. And he says, some people are just haters. Did I read where you hurt your hand today? Are your fingers broken? So he's like, I got to connect with her on, I got to connect with her on a better level, right? I got to connect with her a little bit better here. So I'm going to pretend like I'm going to read her last post and pretend like I care. I'm telling you, he's a professional con man. And he's mad because his tactics aren't working on people that don't have money. Some people are just haters. Did I read where you hurt your hand today? Are your fingers broken? She says, I bent 3 fingers back completely. I was screaming in pain. I don't have a vehicle that works, and I hated to call an ambulance, so she didn't. I don't think they are broke, but they're definitely in pain. Bert says, oh my God, did you go to the doctor? She says, no vehicle, but I don't think now that they are broke, just severely stretched completely backwards. I hope her fingers weren't broke. Bert says, wow, bless your heart. She said, hey, do you mind if I ask how is the show thing going? I won't say anything on a post. I felt like you may have had to get some work. I feel like you may have to get some work to be able to pay your bills. Wish I could help. I'm trying to survive off less than $4 a day. I'm trying to survive off less than $4 a day. I felt like you may have had to pay. I wish I could help him survive on less than $4 a day for food. I get $23. This is the one that fucking made me irate. She says, I get $23 a month for food stamps, but I'm glad that I get that. I'm very aggravated to think of what the illegals get. She's basically laying it all out there, right? Laying it all out there. Bert says, I'm in big trouble. I got an eviction notice today. He doesn't even respond to anything she said. I'm in big trouble. I got an eviction notice today. I did manage to get my internet and cable back on thanks to my followers who sent me some money on Sunday. I didn't post this, but today when I left my house to try to go to the store, I ran out of gas. My car sat in the parking lot at Walmart all day until Nana could come take me to the gas station. I walked home. I haven't been this broke in 2 years. Just wait for it. Wait for it. It's coming. I'm telling you, he's going to piss you the fuck off. She sends 3 like crying or sweating emotes and says, I'm so sorry. I wish I could help. I'm only buying my nieces 3 kids each a $5 gift this year for Christmas. Nobody else. Can you do a show? Now she's saying, can you do a show? That's where you get your donations. Tell people what's going on. Can you do a show? You're bound to be able to get some money that way. How is Dana? He responds, my last 5 or 6 shows, nobody went to my store and bought anything or ordered anything. No one asked you that. She sends a couple of emotes that are like the surprised emotes and says, oh dear. Were you able to do the CD DVD thing? So he was going to do like he was going to record, I guess, his performances on DVD and like sell them with a CD, like a CD box set with a DVD included. And he says, I'm going to do a show tomorrow, but it might be my last show. Again, this is just piling stuff on, make you feel bad for Bart. It's going to be my last show because I'm going to absolutely tear into Roland Cerna. And my ex-business partner is constantly causing trouble for me, and I'm going to call out her name and tell the world all the crap she's been doing, including trying to get me to have an affair with her while she is married and has 2 special needs children at home. She's having a field day trying to destroy my life, and it stops tomorrow. Christmas DVD took $45 pre-order. Okay, he addresses it in a second. He's gonna call out this person that's trying to sleep with him, right? And Roland. Sadly, I have to refund the money on the DVD. I lost the ability to record in my studio when I pawned, P-O-N-D, pawned, P-O-N-D. Did he do refunds, or did he just say that? When I pawned my equipment, like I guess he threw it in the water to pay my utility bills. I can't find an investor thanks to all of, I can't find an investor things instead of thanks, things to all the negative crap that is out there. Can I get a nap, something tomorrow, so I can go get my car out of the parking lot at Walmart? I don't know why he spells pond, P-O-N-D. I have no idea. Maryanne Mann says, I know that you want retribution, but be careful about mentioning names. You don't want a slander lawsuit. I'm going to be praying for you. I really do care. There's a lot of us out there, again, trying to connect with him, but he's a sociopath or something. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He says, I spent an hour on the phone with Rita D. Chapman. If you don't know Rita Big Thumbs, right? With Rita D. Chapman, who is one of my best friends. She says Roland has been harassing her too and encouraged me to call him out and challenge him. I'm going to use some really bad language tomorrow when I talk about that SOB. Maryanne says, oh dear, I hate that. I'll be looking for your show. Please be sure to have an update on Dana tomorrow. He still hasn't answered any of these questions about Dana. So please be sure to have an update about Dana tomorrow. How does he respond? How does he respond to that? Bert, I hate that I have to reach out tonight and tomorrow. Ass money. That's his own words. I don't know what he's trying to say here. He's illiterate. He's got to be on the level of illiterate. I hate that I have to reach out tonight and tomorrow. Ass money. But the truth is, I need $2,400 by Friday to keep from losing my home in my studio. In less than 10 days, me and Shadow will be sleeping in my car if I can't make something happen. We're going to be sleeping in my car if I can't make something happen. Maryanne says, what about auction off the picture thing if you can get close to $2,400? I know it's worth more, but if it keeps a roof over your head. So apparently there's like a painting of him, like an artist did or something, and he's been telling them it's worth money. Bert says, what picture? Maryanne says, an artist did for you? He says, I only have one left, and I weigh less than it was worth. I weigh, like your weight, how much, like you weigh 200 pounds. I weigh less than it was worth. I think what he meant is I only have one left, and it's way, W-A-Y, less than it was worth. I think's what he meant. Maryanne says, you said you would try to auction it off. He says, even get anybody to buy my deer for $29.39. Whatever it is, nobody's going to buy ammo picture. Nobody's going to buy any picture, I think. I can't even get anybody to buy something for $29, my CD probably, for $29.99. Whatever it is, nobody's going to buy any picture. Anyways, I need to log off and get some other stuff done. God bless. Love you. Talk to you soon. Feel better. Again, just about, I need money, and then he's running, right? And these people think that he's their friend. These people think that he's their friend, that he's looking out for them the same way they look out for him. No way. Maryanne says, okay, I'm just trying to think of something. See you tomorrow. And sends like a praying, a cross, and a heart emote. Bert comes back at her the next day and says, I have to me more on bill tomorrow to keep mine show going. Can you help with anything tonight through Zelle or PayPal? $100 or whatever you can do. I will pay you back after the first of the year. How many times? If someone asks you for money and you're like, I struggle every month to feed myself after paying my bills aren't even paid. I can't even pay my bills. How many times is it like harassment when they keep fucking asking, dude? How many times can you ask? You can't get blood from a turnip. How many times can you ask someone to donate when they're struggling worse than you are to give you money? This is insane. She says, I have less than $90 to buy groceries and everything else for the next 3 weeks. 3 weeks, I got $90 to buy everything I need. I only spent $10 on Christmas gifts because they are little kids. I can't even feed myself. She just came out and like I've been interpreting it. She just came out and literally said, I can't even feed myself. I can't eat, Bert. Why do you keep asking me for money? What do you think Bert says back? Let's get you some food. Let's contact somebody. Let's see if we can help you out. You've got to eat. I don't want you to starve to death. Let me see if I can help you. I'll call somebody. Where do you live? I might know somebody near you. Is there a food bank? I'll call local churches. Let's get you some. I don't have any money, but let's get you some food. Nope. None of that. Bert says, OMG, XO, XO. Again, if you miss this interaction, she says, I can't even feed myself. And he says, OMG, XO, XO. She says, I only get $23 a month in food stamps. I never get to eat out, go shopping, or go see my mom who is dying of cancer. I do call her every day and talk to her for 30 minutes, though. Here's the winner. Here's the winner right here.
The power of Christ compels you to give little Bert a little kiss.
Bert says, I understand you only get so much in food stamps. This is so fucked up, Bert. If I ever see you in real life, Bert, I'm going to punch you right in the fucking mouth for this one, okay? And when you get hit right in the fucking mouth and you think, why do I taste my own blood? It's for this message right here. I promise you. I understand you only get so much in food stamps, but that must mean you have a job or they would give you more. I didn't know food stamps at all because I've had too many deposits from my supporters. That doesn't mean I have money in the bank. It just means they won't help me. So you can't do anything at all? 60, 80, whatever. I need help now. What is wrong with you? he tries to use the fact that she only gets $23 a month in food stamps to prove that she really has money in the bank or has a good job because she doesn't get a bunch in food stamps, to prove that she's holding out on him, that she really does have money to send to him, that she's lying to, if you only get $23 a month, that means you got a good job. So send me 60 or 80 or whatever. I need help now, with an exclamation point. I need help now. After she said she can't feed you. After she spent $10 to buy 3 kids Christmas gifts. She literally, in her last message, said, I can't afford to feed myself. What the fuck is wrong with you, Bert? The fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? She says, I'm not working. My back is broken 2 places. I have less than $40 to $50 to last for 3 weeks. You are about to get blocked. You are about to get blocked. Telling me, oh, you must have money that you can send me some. Since you don't get that much in food stamps, that means you got money. Bert responds with this. He knows he overstepped the line for her to ever be a mark. So he's got to reel her back in. Got to reel her back in. Here you go. I'm just so desperate now, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm getting hit by fake accounts that are telling me that there's money waiting when it's not really there. I'm sorry. You just accused her of secretly having a good paying job and said that that means that she can send you money. And you're like, I'm so desperate, I don't even know what I'm saying. Are you fucking for real? It literally sounds like an African scam account is contacting these people. If they weren't giving out his phone number and personal details about his family, you would think this is like a Nigerian scammer that made a Burt Lynch account. Hi, Patriot friend. If you don't get a lot of food stamps, that's because you have mucho moolah. Could you mind sending me some before the bank collapse? Maryanne says, I get that. I'm pretty desperate myself. I don't know how I'm going to eat until the second Wednesday of next month. I get 1 check a month. She says, I don't know how I'm going to eat until the second Wednesday of next month. Social Security disability or whatever. I get 1 check. Bert says, God bless. I'm sorry. I wish I had never gotten involved in this movement. Again, Bert's little pity party. Maryanne Mann says, don't say that. I think you're doing a good job. But if you want to continue to keep your followers, you're going to have shows twice a week. Granted, right now is rough with people shopping and etc. This is around Christmas. People shopping, etc. But I would at least do 1 show this week, not later than 8 p.m. Eastern. Keeping contact with your followers is the only way. Lose track of them and you won't have anything to come back to. A lot of people are there for you, even if they can't financially help right now. All good advice, right? You got to do your shows, stay in touch with your audience. They're the people who are donating to you. If you need their donations, you can't just ignore them, right? You can't just ignore them. You got to stay in touch with them. Bert says, I can't do shows when I've lost all of my equipment and I don't have a way to research the topics. My connection with SNTV, I will never be profitable. It's not about how many fans I have. It's about how good the show is. Maryanne says, do it from your phone. Michelle Moore Winder does. Lots of people broadcast from their phone, right? Lots of people do it from their phone, right? Lots of people broadcast from their phone. Bert responds, having people be my fans who can't afford to support the show doesn't help me keep the show alive. It costs money to stay shows. I will be better off to be a Satanist. That would be thousands of people who would send me money, but I don't do that. People don't want to send money if they think they can get it for free. Attacking his audience, saying that he should be a Satanist, because the Satanist, that's why he accuses me of being a Satanist, right? The Satanists get all the money. I should be a liberal performer. They laugh at me. And then attacking his audience. Fans who can't afford to support the show doesn't help me. What a piece of shit, dude. What a piece of shit, Bert. Nobody will ever send money if you aren't keeping in touch with them, says Maryanne. That's true. Here's Bert. Stop trying to say do it from your damn phone. I'm trying to get a show on a network that requires professional protection. I don't want to be the next Brad Barton. I want to be the next Tucker Carlson. I can't believe that you guys even believe that these are fucking real, dude. Like, I don't know. I figured chat would be blowing up, being like, what the fuck did he just say? This is unreal. This is unfucking real. Unreal. Stop trying to say, do it from your damn phone. I'm trying to get a show on a network that requires professional protection. I don't want to be the next Brad Barton. I want to be the next Tucker Carlson. All about the Benjamins, right? Maryanne Mann says small steps first. Small steps first. That's going to piss him off. He says, I've been doing small steps for the last year and a half. Freaking half. Brad Barton became a success because he had 25,000 people in his MLM downline that he emailed and said, watch my show. He was an instant success. I don't have that. I'm way smarter and a lot better informed than him. Sorry, but that's just a freaking truth. Now he's attacking Brad and his audience. All I can tell you is don't have some type of show and they won't be there. If you don't have some show, you're not going to have viewers there that'll donate to you. Maryanne, I'm out of money. I can't pay for my fucking internet or my electricity or my rent. I need some serious help from everybody. Even $20 from 100 people would fix the problem. What in the hell is wrong with people? Can't you see that you must support the people you think are important? Jesus H. Christ. Maryanne's still trying to help him. There's nothing wrong with having desires for bigger and better, but the fans you do have will find something else to do and turn you off. Good night. She's still trying to help him even after this shit. Bert says, I'm so sick of this entire market. Sleep well. Most people don't think of it as a market unless they're all about the Benjamins. Maryanne says, I don't like cussing, and I get that you're stressed, but don't take it out on me, which is good for her standing up for herself. For real. I don't like cussing, and I get that you're stressed, but don't take it out on me. Bert. Cussing is a part of life. If that hurts your feelings, then you're a sissy. Get over it. You were mentality is why that Gen Z. I want to show you this message. Look how he spelled Gen Z. I'm telling you, he's barely literate. Gen Z. Like Jennifer. He's barely... Cussing is part of life. If that hurts your feelings, then you're a sissy. Get over it. You were mentality is why that Gen Z is the way they are. They learned it from you. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up, he says. She says, no, I'm a Christian and I don't want to hear it. So this is why she was predisposed to be upset with Bert's cursing on his own page. It's because he's literally cussed her out before. Grow the fuck up, he told her. Now, this is in her private messages. She doesn't have to speak to Bert. This isn't his free speech now, right? He's sending it to her. This is his page. This is his show. He's sending it to her. And he tells her to grow the fuck up. She says, no, I'm a Christian and I don't want to hear it. I am grown and I don't have to put up with your cussing or constantly attacking me. Goodbye. He says, see ya. See ya. The very next day, almost exactly 24 hours later, he says, thanks for contributing in the chat room tonight. Thanks for contributing in the chat room tonight. Oh, that's the wrong one. She says, you're welcome. I'm just glad that you're something handout, and I hope you get at least $250 or $300 per show to keep streaming, like his donations. Then the next one I got is from March 2nd, and it says, I think he's talking about me. She says, hold on. The last picture of the messages where I sent your take on the cat video. I have watched it quite a few times because literally everything you say is true. I've known Burt Lynch was a huge narcissist for a long time, but it's really just dawning on me how misogynistic he is. Anyways, those are from my messenger file. I think it'll prove I'm not now, nor I've ever been romantically involved with him, which I agree. Like, she wanted to clear her name, but this is after she sent the cat video, and he's been watching my link. I think she asked him if he knows who I am, because he says, thanks, I read through it. It's very childish behavior he's talking about you guys now and me, by a bunch of very immature, no life having idiots that wouldn't know how to pursue a dream if it fell in their freaking laps. So again, he's not a homeless loser con man who's guilting, grifting, and trying to be super Christian to get you to donate. He's pursuing a dream. And you wouldn't know about pursuing a dream if it fell in your lap. She says, I agree, but between me getting all these friend requests of people I didn't know and twice as many message requests, I'm getting frazzled out of putting up with them. Talking about us, the trolls. And them dragging my name into it. And then she says, is Dana okay? He sends a thumbs up. I don't know why he won't answer about Dana. And then she sends one that says, looks like I'm still being talked about on Burt Lynch Truth. It's a clip of me on Burt Lynch Truth talking about the cat video. That's why she said the last one is the cat video thing. She's asked me if I could read them, but she didn't want her phone number on there. She says, I encourage people to donate 2 cents to Burt so we can show our support. Let's all give him 2 cents worth, which would be funny. Like, this is my 2 cents, you piece of shit. Oh. She says, this is when she gives her permission. She says, it's fine with me if you want to use it. I know that you now know, but I didn't want them thinking I was secretly wanting him, like being attracted to him. The kicker is he knew I only got $23 a month of food stamps, but he never once offered to send anything until after the cat video when he thought he was losing a sucker. So the first time he ever offered to help her out was after she left after the cat video. That's the first time he ever asked about helping her out. I was telling everyone he was doing the show, send him 2 cents so he would be thinking he got some Benjamins. All about the Benjamins. This is crazy. Now we go to the phone messages. Now, this is a special. I didn't want to tell you about these until we got there. I wanted everybody to think they're just Facebook messages. Now we're at the phone messages. Are you ready? Yeah, imagine someone basically telling you they're starving and the first time you offer is when they're ready to leave your channel to help them. I don't care if I had $5 to my name. You want $2.50? Like, I'm not gonna have you text me and tell me that you can't feed yourself and be like, oh, sorry, XOXO. OMG XOXO. Here's the phone messages. You will not call me and cuss me. The whole reason this got started was about a video that was constant cussing, and I made it known that I don't like that, and that's true. She didn't attack Bert. She didn't call Bert a scammer or a grifter or a fake Christian. She just said, that's a lot of vulgar language, and you laughed at her. You laughed at her. What's up, SK and not? Thanks for joining us. I'm going to make it free. I think everybody needs to see this. I'll make it free later, but thank you for subscribing. Bert says, I'm making it known to you that you are stirring the pot with this crap. Thanks for adding to the pressure that I already have on me. Again, nothing's Bert's fault. Whose fault is it not? Not Bert's. It's not Bert's fault. I'm making it known to you that you are stirring the pot with this crap. Thanks for adding to the pressure that I already have on me because your poor little sensitive heart can't stand hearing a cuss word. God bless you. Go live in your little go live in your little world all by yourself and cover your ears. I live in the real world and I'm all grown up and I don't let this is a 70-year-old woman he's talking to. A 70-year-old woman. And he knows all of her horrible backstory and the position she's in and how she's struggling. Go live in your little world all by yourself and cover your ears. I live in the real world and I'm all grown up and I don't let what comes out of other people's mouths make me lose my flipping mind. I'm not going to apologize. I have nothing to apologize for. You were the one with the problem. I'm done with this. Goodbye. He's not done with this, by the way. This is her responding. I've known for a long time that you are a narcissist, and generally I run the other way and have nothing to do with them, but I made an exception to my rule with you. I have done everything in my power to help you succeed in trying to get your podcast off the ground. While I have only ever bought one CD and not given any money donations, I spent many man hours. She spelled it M-A-N-N like her last name. I spent many man hours being as much of a moderator for your podcast, reading and liking comments, trying to keep you up to date, etc., which I have never received not one dime for. The whole time you were making all the Benjamins, that's his own words, you knew I was on less than 1/4 of a Benjamin in food stamps, but never once offered to help me. You were the one who posted the filthy mouth video, but then proceeded to call me and say, it's all my fault that I stirred up all this while cussing me out. That is why I hung up on you. Typical narcissist behavior, the outcome, blaming the outcome on someone else. As for living in the real world, I'm a 25-year registered nurse who has seen. She's going to explain what the real world is to him right here. I'm a 25-year registered nurse who has seen and helped life into this world and even delivered a baby by myself. I've also washed and dressed deceased babies and baptized them before taking them to their grieving parents. I've assisted in real codes on real people. I was there when my husband Randy was diagnosed with colon cancer and died only 2.5 weeks after diagnosis, the day before my birthday. I was also there when Liberty National Insurance said your husband's policy is no good because he didn't pay the very last month and hasn't paid yet this month, so we're not paying it. It was only $10,000, and we had been paying on it since 1974 when we got married. This was on my birthday. I had to come home from his funeral and change out of my black gown or my black dress or whatever. Let me see the rest of it. I think I got the rest of it. That would not be cut off. No, here it is. My black dress to start repairing walls and steam cleaning carpets because there were 2 mortgages. I was also there when my 42-year-old son Chris got sick and died only 4 days after taking him to the doctor, and she refused him to give him an antibiotic when he was coughing up green. I found his still warm body. CPR did not help him. He also had no insurance. I'm still paying Sunset Funeral Home for his funeral 6 years later. You live in the real world? When you've walked a mile in my shoes, let me know. Stop being a typical narcissist and blaming everyone but yourself. Take accountability for your actions. 1. You posted the video. If you didn't want feedback, you should turn off comments on your post. 2, I made one comment about the person talking having a filthy mouth, and you just got off the phone cussing me? Really? She's going to introduce him to the real world, apparently. He says, laugh out loud. Yeah, the thumbs up. The thumbs up is basically like, clearly you're not giving me money. I'm out of here. The thumbs up is a piece of shit. I asked her if, I don't know, I'll reach back out to her. Yeah, if we can just get her, I'll get her some food. I don't care. Or send her money and she can pay bills and buy food, whatever she wants. I would like to help her out. I feel so bad the way I'm so mad at Bert, dude. I don't usually like get mad at people. We just laugh and go on with our life. I am so fucking mad at Bert. I'm so fucking mad. Bert says, laugh out loud. You're the narcissist, my love. You cannot see that you were the one that started this crap. You're the one who chimed in and started attacking Ann Gallagher and her comments. You piled on with the Burt haters that were making comments about the stupid cat video instead of staying out of it or supporting my right to post in my own room. You drew attention to the issue to the point that Will Bird did an entire show based on your interaction with others about me. I didn't do a whole show on it. I just said this is what set it up. You were so narcissistic that you can't see that. Come down off your Bible perch and recognize your own failures. I'm sad for you and your living conditions, and I wanted to try and help once I got back on my own feet again. How does that make me a narcissist? All I did was defend myself when I was being attacked and criticized. The only person that apologized to me for attacking me on this was Carol, and she did it publicly and privately. That is a Christian thing to do, not this constant berating and bashing. I'm a human being. When I get angry, I say cuss words. I guess I'm damned to hell for it in your scorebook. Imagine thinking that you're in the right, dude. Imagine thinking that you're in the right from this. That's Burt Lynch. That's the real Burt Lynch. That's the Burt Lynch that isn't hiding behind God or his podcast studio or SNTV or his followers. Or that's the Burt Lynch that's at fault. That's the Burt Lynch that's at fault. He's a piece of shit. I don't know what else to tell you. Burt Lynch is a piece of shit and berated this lady. Again, we can even go to the cat video, dude. She said, oh, that's a lot of vulgar language or something like that. Or the person's got a vulgar mouth. And he laughed at her. He laughed at her. Knowing that he's running around pretending to be a kitchen. Or pretending to be a Christian. I don't know why I said kitchen. Pretending to be a Christian. He's not. But that's part of his grift, right? That's part of... Oh, he might have blocked her. Oh, all it says is filthy mouth. And he laughed at her. Melva put a thumbs up. Virgie put a thumbs up. And Carol put a thumbs up. He laughed at her. And then this comment's directed at her too. We're all grown-ups here, hun. It was funny, and I thought some folks might need a laugh as badly as I did. And we've seen, like, I made jokes and stuff. I make jokes about everybody. I don't know this woman. All I know is her name. But we made jokes about Maryanne Mann still over there. Maryanne Mann dropped the link. Maryanne Mann, because he says it so often. We said it so often. But she legitimately was working there for hours for him. Even if she didn't message him, even if she didn't put it out there, even if she didn't text him, just her being in the chat when he's streaming 2, 3, 4 hours every couple days. He spent hours with her. I know this video's probably made me a couple $100. I'll give it all to her. She can have the proceeds from this video if she gives me a way to send it to her, 100%. Like, put some groceries in her pantry, whatever it is. But Bert's fucking ridiculous. Bert deserves to be punished. Punished for this. And I swear to God, if I ever meet him, I'll punch him right in the fucking mouth for that one comment. Like, oh, you only get $23 a month? That means you make money. And so can you send me $60 or $80? She just said, I can't feed myself, Bert. I can't feed myself. What is wrong with you, bro? What is wrong with you? I don't know. If she watches the rest of this, I'll send her a message too. If she watches the rest of this, reach out to me. We'll get you some groceries for sure. Even if you don't want money or nothing else, I'm not asking you to be like, oh, take a handout so we can make like a project out of you and say we rescued you. We won't even say nothing else about it. But I can at least get you a couple $100 in groceries or whatever this video made. I'm sure to make ad revenue when I publish it, when I go public with it. And it's probably make a couple $100, maybe more, but I can send it to you. I can't believe this dude. How can he do this? How can he do this? I don't think she wants that. Like, if she does, that's fine. But I just, the way she turned me down today, I just don't think she wants people to just like donate to her. But yeah, we'll make the video public soon and get it going. I don't know. I just can't believe who he is, who he pretends to be. Right? Mega uber Christian, a right wing conservative, and how he actually This is a 70-year-old woman who's telling you about her struggles, about her life, and the bad times in it. And I'm sure she had great times in it too. But when we're talking about bad times, everybody's talking about bad times. But then she comes and tells you that she can't afford to feed herself. And you're like, not even $20 or something? I can't afford to feed myself. Yeah, but you couldn't send $20 or maybe $30, $40. You couldn't do that? What the hell is wrong with you? She said she told me earlier she had a Cash App before I told her what it was for. She said she had a Cash App, but she hadn't used it in years. So we'll see. There's got to be a way to do something. I don't advertise stuff like that. So I'll update the patrons if there's a way. But I probably won't say it like in another video. I'm not going to come out and be like, Will gave her like that's silly. That's not how charity is supposed to work. But I'll update you if I can. I hope she has a way to receive some types of funds. Even if I gotta go to the bank and wire transfer, I'll figure something out. But that's crazy, dude. And I just like I said, somebody just said it's not a handout. It's not. Like, I made money on this video. You provided the content for it. I'll give you the money. You basically made this video standing up to Bert, and everybody came here to watch it. So everybody's been in it. I always look at it like there's been so many times where someone's helped me. Sometimes I didn't even think I really needed help. We were getting by just fine, but barely. And, something come into my life that was like, somebody gave me some money or bought something that I had or did something. My dad, when he was alive, years before he died, like there would be times where I'd be like, hey, I need $200 till I get paid, or, I need to pay this bill until the 16th, or my sister's let me put stuff on her credit card before to pay the bill until I got my paycheck. Yeah, if there's somewhere I can help, I'll help the best I can. But anyways, thank you guys for joining us. I do appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for being patrons. Again, I'll donate the proceeds of this video if I can. And thanks for being patrons, helping us out. This is the most reliable source of income that I get. Just because it's there every month. I know some people come and go and cancel, but there's like a core group of people that I know I'm gonna at least have like these 30 people that are signed up or whatever. So thank you for being there. That's what allows me. If I didn't have Patreon, I would have never got the office, and we'd have never been this far, right? I would have still been in the van or the camper or something, but I'd have never had the office. Just because donations fluctuate so much, I couldn't have taken on an added expense not knowing if I'd be able to pay for it. But since you guys signed up, since you guys support me in this way, I can do the office, and I can do the shows, and we can do more. And I've got a place for the computer, and it's heated and air conditioned. Like, it's nice, right? I got room to spread out where the kids aren't yelling up and down the background, or I'm not too loud and keeping them awake on a school night. So I do greatly appreciate you guys. I'm gonna make this video free, maybe pretty quickly. Maybe like tomorrow I'll premiere it or something. But I'm going to put it out there so everybody knows what's going on with Bert. I just don't want more people to be hurt by him because I've got it behind a paywall and then think, man, if I'd have published that, 2 days earlier, somebody might have seen it and done this. So what I'll do is I'll set it for a premiere tomorrow. But I do appreciate you guys being patrons, you guys being here, you guys helping me out, and keeping the income coming in so we can do more, be more, and expose more people. Somebody, dude, somebody. This is messed up. Bert needed, I feel bad that I stopped covering Bert because he just wasn't interesting when he first broke off from Brad Barton. I should have been covering him the whole time, and maybe I could have kept more people from falling down the Bert rabbit hole. But I broke off because he was just boring as shit, right? He was just boring. I wish I would have caught on sooner. There was people that reached out to me from the Burt Lynch Truth page, and I was like, man, that's crazy. And we covered it here or there or whatever, but I should have been covering him like once a week. I don't know. Either way, thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Don't do anything Bert would do, because it probably includes harassing a 70-year-old woman who literally can't afford to feed herself and begging her for money. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. I'll be back tomorrow with another free show for everybody, and I'll go ahead and set this one to premiere tomorrow, maybe at lunch or something, and then I'll grab the link and share it to the Burt Lynch Truth page, all the pages. It'll be a YouTube link, but I'll share it everywhere. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good night, guys. Love you. See you. Bye.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show.
I'm so glad I got that off my chest. I've been mad at Bert all day. Like, I've been mad at him all day since I read those.
My name.
I got up. I think I got up at like 10 or something, but I didn't check my Facebook until like noon. I've been mad at Bert all freaking day.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go. I think I started some shit. Listen off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in the best. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
I bet you he's done this his whole life. He's literally the guy that they like during the 70s and 80s or whatever, these smooth fucking con men that people warned you about. Oh, you're going out to Vegas? Don't let one of them guys talk you into, he's got this show and he can do this and he can get you set up with an investment. He's literally the con man that they used to warn people about. But you don't see it. That's why he's older. You don't see it as much anymore. It's all phone, internet scams. He's a legit in-person con man who's just taking it to the internet recently. He's horrible, dude. Now I want to know, like, his business partners that backed out on him. His show he was producing, the guy just disappeared. I want to know how he conned them. He didn't have a show. He wasn't investing. He said that his one investor backed out after he got that lump on his neck or whatever. But he also said, I bought a big house so we could do our rehearsals in the living room, and I had the dancing girls over. He probably blew all the fucking money before the show even started. Oh, thank you, Winterly. I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys saying that. There'll be people that come and go, and if you got to come and go, I have people, I feel so bad. They're like, I had to cancel this month because bills or whatever. If you got to come and go, come and go. I don't want you to sacrifice anything to watch me at all. Like, pay your bills, feed your kids, do Christmas. You don't have to apologize to me, but if you want to stick around, we do appreciate it.
This is gonna be it. Whoa, wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. My mom's an alcoholic. Oh, give me oh my God. Damn it. Here we go, I think I started some shit. It's the moth, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. It's the moth, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better
Have a good night, everybody. See you on the next one.
seen none yet. Round 3. Down goes Nino. Please say it isn't so. Got him backed up on the ropes, trying to ram it.